This past weekend, there was a massive flyweight fight in the UFC. Brandon Moreno defeated Amir Albazi to maybe kind of clear up the top of the division a little bit. But Brandon Royval is right here, and I think he's right there as well. So, Brandon, man, I guess what was kind of your reaction to the fight that took place this past weekend? And I guess kind of what are your feelings coming out of Brandon Moreno's big win over Amir Albazi?
I think the only thing that it cleared up completely was that I'm next for the title shot, and I think that's really what he did. It just cleared the way for me and keep everything going. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So I feel like that was one thing, but also it's just like I thought he looked sick, bro. I had such a good time watching him. I liked the look in his eye when he walked out. Like the moment he walked out, I was like, all right, cool. This is what I want to see. It's like a pissed off Brandon Moreno, ready to go, and he fought with the fucking attitude and a chip on his shoulder, and I love that. I love to see that, and I really in my head just think the flyweight division is. I feel like we get a lot of criticism of like because the top three, the top four guys are just clearing out everybody and just kind of staying the top three and the top four, but I feel like the flyweight division has been more exciting than it's ever been.
Yeah, it's really stacked. I mean, you go even if you look at the guys at the bottom that are like 1-1 or 2-0 in flyweight, like the talent is unreal. The regional scene's unreal. So it's really thriving right now. I guess for you, with what you just said, Brandon, a lot of people are talking about Brandon and where he fits in this picture. You have a win over him recently. So do you feel like when whatever happens in December, like there's no doubt in your mind that you will be the next one for the winner of Asakura and Pantoja?
Yeah. If they're not going to bring anybody in, and it's between me, Moreno, and Kai Kara France, it's definitely me. I feel like that's the only thing that kind of makes sense. I thought, man, just keep in mind too, it's just like Moreno and Kai Kara France had some sick wins against sick opponents, and they did a great job. But that being said, is I have a win over both those guys, and I think if it's between us three, it's me.
Yeah, and do you find yourself like when it's a scenario like Saturday, right, where Brandon wins, you have a win over him. If Albazi won, it would have been kind of a different situation. So were you actively rooting for Moreno in that fight, pretty much?
Yeah. I very much actively rooting for Moreno. And I just think like as a fan too, I just like the way Moreno fights better than Albazi fights. So uh, definitely rooting for Moreno, but for me, but just as a fan, like if Albazi won, it wouldn't have been as cool as how Moreno was. Like Moreno was doing some cool stuff. Yeah, it's hard not to be a fan of some of these guys. It's always like weird. Like you wanna see these guys and like in the cage, you wanna like do better than all of them, of course. But then it's like when you watch them fight, you're like, God, I love this sport, man. I love it, and it was cool to just watch him put a chip on his shoulder and go for the kill.
Yeah, and you guys share a manager, you and Brandon Moreno, and I know you guys fought. How much have you had much interaction with him outside the cage? And like you said, is that kind of strange, like getting to know somebody at all, and or at least admiring them from afar, and then having to go in there and kind of punch them in the head? And it's a weird sport that we enjoy or partake in, huh?
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like it's not basketball or anything. It's like way more personal than that. You're actually in there to harm somebody. You, the intentions are bad. So, but I don't know Moreno like really well. But that being said, is like if I see him in at the UFC PI or I saw him at the fights, just give him nugs, wish him good luck, and all the above. Like there's no ill will there. I've had hardly ill will towards any fighter, and even the guys that I have talked shit to, or we talk shit and banter back and forth. It's like the drama means nothing to me, man. This is a job to me, and if you want to talk shit, I'm all about that. Like I've lived that life, you know what I'm saying? But I've I've lived a very dramatic life, and talking shit means nothing to me. I could care less. So the drama of this sport really means nothing to me. Um, and a lot of the guys that I have fought, I've had zero drama between.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fight that's next month a little bit. Asakura coming into the UFC and getting an immediate title shot. As a guy that's had to work and grind and make your way to the top and fight for the title and then beat top contenders, do you mind that a guy just comes in from another promotion and gets an immediate shot? Was that like annoying at all? Or do you kind of understand it in that he was, still viewed by a lot of people as one of the best in the world, even though he wasn't in the UFC yet?
Yeah. I actually, I'm a fan of it. I want fresh blood too, man. I want to fight. We're talking about 3 rematches as a possibility. It's like I could fight Kai Kara France next, Brandon Moreno next, and Pantoja next. And the only one that like I'm really just ready to go do is fight Pantoja next. So, um, if Kai Asakura wins that belt, like I think that's going to be one of the better fights of the year. Is me and Kai Asakura are both guys that bring fights, and I'm not looking to take him down. I'm not one of those guys looking to grapple with him. I'm looking to stand and bang with him and put him away. So, and I know he's doing the same. So there's nothing but excitement when Kai Asakura enters it. And honestly, the possibility of me fighting in Japan is like the coolest thing to me. So.
Yeah, I don't think North American, UFC centric fans yet really understand him. Like, I'm sure they'll get acquainted pretty quick after this fight, but super exciting. And like you said, I mean, he's a huge star over there and could give some opportunities for fighters to kind of check the Japan thing off the bucket list. So that's pretty cool. Do you think he gets it done as a guy that's been in there with Pantoja before and a guy that's watched Asakura, or do you think that's too much of a tall task?
It's going to be a dramatic one way either way. I really believe that. I believe that Kai Asakura could put him away in dramatic fashion. Pantoja's hard to knock out. Pantoja's super hard to knock out, but the way he fights, I feel like it's just a matter of time that something catches up to him. And Kai Asakura does something that I need to steal a little bit more. Is just he goes to the body a lot, and he'll go to the body with the knees. When I fought Pantoja, every knee I threw at him was straight to the face, and Pantoja ate that and then finished takedown. So it's like going to the body is going to be something a little different than what I was doing. And maybe that is a key factor to take out Pantoja, is go more to the body than anything, because he does seem like he has a problem with cardio, and his chin is something different. I feel like his chin's probably one of the more durable ones in the UFC ever. So I don't know, but I feel like if Pantoja wraps him up and gets to the ground at all, it's over. Like I think there's a dramatic difference in their striking, and I think there's a dramatic difference in their jiu-jitsu.
For you, you have a great case, I think, for a title shot being the next one in line. But in terms of winning the title and being a champion, what do you think you could do this time? Say it's Pantoja, Asakura, whoever. How have you changed since that last fight? And I guess how would you ultimately, or why would you ultimately feel like you'll end up getting the title this time around?
Yeah. You know what I would do is I would just be the old me, is in the sense of like, I feel like, I'm a little bit older now. I'm trying to be a little bit wiser. I'm trying to make smart decisions. I don't mind going 5 rounds, and I prefer going I prefer 5-round fights, but I don't mind going 5 rounds. But when I was young, I would run across the cage and just try to get shit done right off the bat. I think nowadays, if I fought Pantoja again, I would not let him off the back foot ever. I would be aggressive as all hell and not take a moment rest and just see, second and third round. I think I can have him gassed out and bury him there.
Yeah, and you mentioned the excitement of if Asakura wins, maybe you guys could do it in Japan. Do you care who you fight? Like who wins? Like
No.
you kind of gave your prediction, but in terms of like who you would like to fight, does it matter?
No. I mean, I just want to fight for a belt, man. And if I win the belt and I fight Kai Asakura, damn straight I'm calling out Pantoja. But that being said, it's just if I could fight for a belt, that's a dream come true. If I could win a belt, that's a dream come true. And all of it's exciting to me. All of it's exciting. All of it's cool. And just I'm happy to be back in that title contention again. And almost, like I said, for certain, going to be up next for the belt.
Given that this title fight is next month, you fought a few weeks back. Do you care that you're going to probably have to wait till say that UFC comes to you and says, Brandon Royval, you're next? Do you care that you're going to have to wait 5-6 months maybe to get in there for that, or is it worth the wait?
Nah, it's worth the wait, because it's like I go win a belt, I'm making millions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I go out there, win a belt, I'm making millions, and I have a lot of making up for the dollars I'm not making in between there. You know what I'm saying? So winning that belt is just the ultimate goal, no matter what. And I feel like anything like that would be worth the wait. And it's like it's a cool opportunity to prepare 6 months and just try to study an opponent and get that down. And at this point, it's like I kind of expect like 1 or 2 fights a year. I'm fighting at the top of the level, and back in the day, I would try to fight as many people as possible. I'm trying to fight as many times a year, but it's like once you get to the top 5, it's a little more calculated than that.
Yeah, and the fight you just had with Tyra was quite the scrap. Are you feeling like physically, are you pretty good? Like if they, in theory, were to call you
Yeah.
tomorrow or whatever, you
As
feeling
far as
good?
injuries in that fight, the worst injury I had is like I scratched the canvas sucked, so I scratched my elbow a little bit. But other than that, I was walking away fine. My face was good, and really just I feel like the most where I was getting dominated at was just grappling. It wasn't anything like physically damaging.
Yeah, and I know the UFC most times they keep their cards kind of close to their chest, but did you get any feedback to Jason or anybody about like where you sit? Where do they view you? Do you have any idea?
I know that they were impressed by that fight. I know that they're all they're all happy with the results, and you know, I've turned heads and put on for the flyweights, and I feel like flyweights don't get much love, but it's like I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm not the most exciting flyweight in this division. Any fight that I had that wasn't exciting was never my fault. I feel like everybody just tries to grab me in this division, including Moreno. By the way, it's like Moreno would never have fought me the way he fought Amir Albazi, and if he did, that would be one way. That's exactly what I would want. You know, I want that chaos fight. I want that chaotic. I can maintain a high pace. So fights like that all day. Pantoja is getting a lot of criticism on how he's been fighting, but it's like the way he fought any of these guys on the way up was not the way he fought me. He was looking to grab me, hold me, run around. He wasn't moving forward the whole time. He was backing up, and then looking to grab me at any chance he could get. Same thing with Moreno. These guys aren't fighting me the same way that they fight these other guys, and it's like there's a reason.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to whatever's next, man. I can't wait to see it. Brandon, appreciate the time, and good luck with everything going forward, man.
Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.